internet and YouTube, I'm Addict and welcome to a very fun, special and random Sims 4 video for you guys this week here on my channel. I hope you are doing well. I hope you've got a nice warm cup of tea for today's video, where I am going to be creating my new boyfriend in The Sims 4. This is something that we did together. He was sitting right next to me the whole time a few weeks ago on a random Wednesday night date night just for a little bit of fun, and obviously so that I can play with us together in The Sims, because, you know, in a relationship, if you don't get to, you know, see what it's like and test the waters in The Sims, you know, what are you doing? You're doing it wrong. No, not really. So the first thing that we did was go through and start assigning some personality traits to Daniel. His name is not actually Daniel, but for the purpose of this video, we're calling him Daniel. And it was so funny because his first comment was, oh, why are there only 3 trait slots? I need more trait slots than that. Like, I've more personality than just these three things. And I was like, I know, right? So we gave him dog lover, romantic, and athletic, and he had the aspiration, he chose the aspiration of having a big, happy family, which was absolutely adorable and something that I really was, maybe made my heart warm, you know, when he said that he would pick that one. I was like, oh, because of course I also want a big, happy family. And now we are on to actually creating him as a Sim. So he is a tall guy, he is a strawberry blonde, he actually wears his hair cut very, very short, which I discovered that I didn't really have anything that quite suited in my game. It's like very short on the sides and then a little bit of floof at the top. This hair you see here is the closest one we could find, and then we couldn't get the color right either because his strawberry blonde hair is a lot lighter on the sides and then a bit darker on the top, and it's kind of we just don't have a color like that in The Sims 4. But that's okay. Here we are adding a little bit of skin detail to him because, sad as it may be for him, my dear boyfriend Daniel has some lovely, you know, lines on his forehead. He's got some bags under his eyes. And I find that these sort of details that people have in real life, if you can get them into The Sims, it really makes a big difference in terms of making a Sim look like a real person. Like, he just wouldn't have looked like him if he didn't have his forehead wrinkles and his eye bags, you know? I mean, I can't talk. I also have massive like bags under my eyes and dark circles under my eyes. Chronic dark circles, I've had them for my entire life, no matter how much sleep I get, no matter how much water I drink, no matter what, like, I don't know, skincare routines I do, I've always got dark circles. And yeah, dear Daniel is the same, so we have that in common. And here we are diving into, just start working on the details of his face. He was, you know, helping me, making comments the whole way through. He was like, my eyes aren't that big. My lips are bigger than that. He always says he's got big ass lips. They're very soft, very good kisses. I like his big ass lips. So, you know, it was fun to recreate those in The Sims 4. And he was going, oh, my eyes aren't that big. They need to be smaller. I've got really squinty eyes. I'm like, oh, I like your eyes. The color, I'm not quite happy with this initial color that we went with. His eyes are a little more blue than that, so we do actually go ahead and change that. Here we are creating his lovely nose. Another imperfection that he does have that I would have loved to have been able to put in the game, he's actually got a crooked nose because it's been broken before in his life. Funny story actually, because he doesn't remember how or when or why it got broken, but it has been broken in the past and we just sort of go with it and yeah, it's fine. But yeah, of course you can't put that kind of detail into a Sim either, so lucky Daniel, he got his nose straightened out when he became a Sim. But yeah, I am actually really quite happy with how his facial features turned out. I'm gonna have some screenshots at the end of this video where you guys can see what real Daniel looks like, and then you can tell me if you think I did a good job. I think I did a good job, but you guys can be the judge. He's got a bit of a hook nose. He's very tall in real life. As well, which is another detail that you can't quite get into The Sims, but I tried to reflect that by making him nice and sort of lanky and slim in his limbs, which he of course is. Here we are just making his eyes a bit more squinty because he still wasn't happy. He's like, no, more squinty, more squinty. I was like, okay, geez. And now we're adding a little bit of facial scruff because he doesn't like to shave that often. He does shave every now and then, but generally he's got a little bit of fluff on his face, so I wanted to add that in as well and give him that sort of detail. cool. And then yeah, here we're going back to playing with the hair a little bit because he was still like, man, no, my hair's lighter than that color, and I was like, I know, but this is the strawberry blonde in The Sims 4, so it's the one we're trying to go with. But you know, that's just sort of the nature of the game. You take what you can get, you work with what you're given, right? So yeah, that's what we did. Yeah, so here I am sort of getting his body worked out. So yeah, he is very slim. Daniel is a very active person. He likes to go running. We do lots of hiking together. This afternoon we're actually going to go and do Mount Lofty again. If you're a local to Adelaide, you'll know what that is. If not, that's fine. But yeah, no, so we're going to go do that again this afternoon. Because yeah, he really enjoys it. It's his favorite thing to do. So that's why I gave him the active trait. And yeah, that's why he's as slim as he is, lucky man. I mean, I also am very active, but I just happen to also eat a crap ton of food. So that's always been my problem. Oh, and here I realized that I didn't actually edit his eyebrows yet. So I've gone back to change those as a monobrow. So funny story again, his father, when he was young, had a monobrow, and I've seen some pictures of that, and it's just so funny, like a full-on monobrow. He was a bit of a hippie and apparently didn't believe in plucking his eyebrows. But so yeah, I was like, oh, should I give you a monobrow so you can take after your dad? And he didn't really seem to be a fan of that idea. So I didn't go ahead and do that in the end. But yeah, soon we're going to be starting to pick out his outfits. Oh, there's my sim self. Hello. I just realized that I hadn't really shown him what I look like and my traits and everything. But yeah, there's me. We'll get another look at her at the end of the video. So yeah, we're going through and starting to pick out his outfits. And yeah, so Daniel wears a lot of strong sort of primary colors, blue, red, green. He does have a couple of striped shirts that he wears as well, but he's very much a t-shirt and jeans kind of guy. So I had a lot of fun sort of, yeah, dressing him. And this was actually a really, really fun kind of getting to know you exercise in a lot of ways as well, because we've been together for a little while now, and you know, we're starting to know each other pretty well, I think, but it was still really fun to, you know, ask him, it's like, what would you wear to a formal occasion? What would you wear to a wedding? What do you wear, you know, when you go to a party and all that kind of thing? Obviously, I know what he wears when he's being active, because like I said, we do a lot of activities together. So I've got that and the everyday look down pat. But yeah, it was a little bit of fun just to get some extra insight into his fashion sense, I guess. And also the other fun thing was actually going through the traits and assigning that, and I guess hearing how he described himself as, and it was really funny because obviously dog lover was a no-brainer. We're both dog lovers. We're both dog mamas and papas, so that's always really, that was easy. And then obviously the active trait was also obvious. I thought that I should give him the nerd trait or the geeky trait, but he wanted to be romantic instead because he would like to be considered a very romantic man. So I was like, okay, honey, yes, dear. We all have, you know, idealized versions of ourselves in The Sims. It's fine. Sure, you're not as much a geek as you are romantic. Right. Nah, look, he is a geek in real life. He has an IT business that he runs, so he's a total geek. So I might go back in, don't tell him, but I might go back in and just like reassign his traits and give him geek instead. I'm sorry, babe. You are very romantic and lovely, but yeah, not that much. Not more than you are a geek, if that makes sense. And yeah, anyway, moving right along. We're almost done here with picking out his outfits. We're just on to hot weather wear now. He's very much into shorts. He always makes jokes about his very pasty white legs, but he still wears shorts anyway, so. And then the last thing we did, which unfortunately I didn't record and I really wish that I had, but as soon as I finished making him, I said to him, hey, guess what? You know what we can do now, right? And he said, no, what can we do? Because he's not a Sims player. And I was like, we can see what our babies would look like. Yay! So then we went in and played with the genetics in the game and had a good time laughing at how bad our future children are going to look. Don't know how accurate the genetics system in this game is, but if it is accurate, our kids are gonna look really weird. So that was a good time. Yeah. Oh gosh. Anyway, at least he was on board with it. I mean, like, it was, he was just like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, let's see. And that was a good sign. I think that's a good sign when your other half kind of understands and just at least puts up with your Sims weirdness, quirks, and obsessions. So yeah. I guess the last detail I added to Daniel was a little bit of redness in his face as well, because yeah, he's often a little pink in the face. He sunburns really easily as well. He's got that very fair white skin that just burns immediately, whereas I just tan. I'm a bit lucky. Speaking of me, here's me again, and we're just editing my nose slightly because he said it wasn't quite right, so we tried to fiddle with that again. But yeah, this is pretty much the end of the video now, so in a minute we're going to jump into some screenshots. Hope you enjoy those, and yeah, hope you like the video.